What if one of the most beloved Christian saint stories had its roots not in Jerusalem or Rome, but like way back in ancient India?
Yeah.
What if it drew inspiration from the life of a certain enlightened prince? It's a pretty surprising question, right?
Yeah.
And it's exactly what we're diving into today on the Deep Dive. This is where we take your sources and unpack the most fascinating insights. Our focus today is a truly remarkable tale from medieval Christian hagiography, those accounts of saints' lives. It's the story of Saints Barlaam and Josaphat.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, this isn't just any saint's life. Researchers have actually traced its core narrative.
Yeah.
Get this, all the way back to the tradition of Prince Gautama Buddha's own spiritual awakening.
Yeah, it's quite astonishing when you first hear it.
It really is. An incredible journey of ideas, of narratives across whole continents and cultures. So our mission in this deep dive is basically to explore how these Buddhist principles kind of seeped into Christian legend. We want to uncover the wise teachings, those memorable parables at its heart, and also try to understand why this particular story stayed so powerful, so popular for centuries.
Right. And our main material for this exploration comes from excerpts from Barlaam and Josaphat, Eastern Wisdom, Christian Legend. We're specifically looking at chapter CLXXX, which really highlights this narrative. What's so fascinating here, I think, is just how effectively such a complex cross-cultural story gets distilled, how it becomes these really compelling lessons. It's almost a testament to how universal human experiences can resonate across very different spiritual paths.
Absolutely. So get ready to discover how a prince named Josaphat, and even his name apparently can be traced back to the Sanskrit bodhisattva.
Yeah, that connection is key.
How this prince embarked on a spiritual journey that really does echo one of history's most profound awakenings.
That underlying connection, the name itself, Josaphat from bodhisattva, which means an enlightened being helping others. That's such a strong indicator, isn't it? It points to this really deep fundamental link. The source material explicitly calls it a condensed retelling. And it highlights how it reflects the tradition of the conversion of Prince Gautama Buddha. It's a truly unique example of how these narratives, this wisdom, can travel and transform and find totally new resonance in different contexts.
And this is where that unique blend of traditions really, really shines, I think. Because unlike a lot of other saints' lives, which might focus just on, say, martyrdoms or big miracles, this story is packed with philosophical stuff, didactic elements, meaning it's designed to teach, to impart wisdom. The narrative introduces Prince Josaphat, who, well, much like Prince Gautama.
The parallels are striking.
Exactly. He's initially kept isolated from all the harsh realities of the world. His father being overprotective.
Trying to shield him.
Yeah, shields him from old age, sickness, death.
Yeah.
All the tough stuff.
And that isolation, of course, it can't last forever, can it?
Yeah.
The prince eventually does encounter suffering. He sees, I believe, a blind man, a leper, and an old man. And it profoundly disturbs him, shakes him to his core.
Understand.
And this experience leads him to question everything, the very nature of life, of suffering. That mirroring of the Buddha's own awakening story is it's really striking.
It really is.
It serves as the absolute pivotal catalyst for Josaphat's spiritual quest. That first encounter is just crucial for understanding the core lesson the story is trying to get across.
Indeed. And it's not just that compelling setup either. This story is just like peppered with these brilliant parables.
The parables are central.
One that jumps out immediately is the Nightingale's Three Counsels. So Barlaam, who's disguised as a merchant at this point.
Right, the wise hermit figure.
He tells Josaphat this story about a nightingale that offers 3 pieces of advice. Simple stuff, but deep. Never try to acquire what's unattainable, never regret what's lost, and never believe what's unbelievable.
So simple, yet so profound.
Exactly.
And this parable, it powerfully illustrates the futility of clinging to worldly things, right? And the importance of wisdom in figuring out what actually matters. It's a very clear message delivered through this memorable little story, and it's explicitly designed to shift the prince's perspective away from the transient stuff, the fleeting worldly pursuits, towards more enduring truths.
Makes sense. And then there's another one, the parable of the 3 friends. This one's beautiful too. It allegorizes our relationships with different parts of life when we face death.
Ah, yes, that one's very impactful.
So the first friend represents riches, right? And they can only provide maybe a shroud, that's it.
All right.
The second friend are family and loved ones. They can only accompany us to the grave.
A bit further, but still limited.
But the third friend that represents faith, hope, love, good deeds, our spiritual life, essentially.
And what's fascinating there is that the third friend, unlike the others, can go before us when we leave the body. The text says they will intercede for us before God and protect us from hostile demons. So this parable is presented as this incredibly effective tool for, well, conversion, for changing one's life. It highlights that profound shift through gaining wisdom, through moral clarity, not just through seeing some miracle.
Right. It's about interchange.
Exactly. It emphasizes the lasting value of spiritual and ethical conduct over, fleeting material possessions or even just family ties in the ultimate sense.
So, okay, beyond these really captivating parables, how does Barlaam's direct theological instruction fit in? Does it build on this or shift Josaphat's understanding?
Well, it definitely builds. Barlaam doesn't just offer these allegorical stories. He provides pretty deep theological instruction, too. He teaches the prince about the creation of the world, the fall of man, the incarnation, the passion and resurrection of Christ.
The core Christian doctrines.
Precisely. And he quite strongly condemns idol worship, which was presumably the practice of the kingdom at the time. The narrative then wraps up with Josaphat fully embracing the ascetic life, that path of strict self-discipline, spiritual devotion.
Leaving the palace behind.
Leaving it all behind. And he successfully converts his people, too. It shows the immense transformative power of these teachings, both the parables and the direct theology. It's really a masterful blend when you look at it. You've got these Eastern philosophical foundations, thoughts about suffering and liberation, and they're seamlessly integrated with Christian theological development.
All presented through a really compelling story.
Exactly, and that truly makes the story of Barlaam and Josaphat uniquely insightful, especially within the Legenda Aurea, that famous medieval collection of saints stories it became part of. This whole remarkable journey of ideas. It's just such a powerful testament to how universal wisdom traditions can, transcend geographical and religious boundaries.
Yeah.
It proves that profound truths about, say, suffering, attachment, spiritual liberation, they resonate deeply no matter where they originated. And they can be powerfully integrated into new cultural and theological frameworks.
It's like a conversion story, not just of a prince,
but of ideas themselves, transformed through wisdom and compelling narrative.
Right. And that, I think, raises a really important question for you, our listener. Given how deeply this story of Barlaam and Josaphat, with its, Buddhist roots, became ingrained in Western Christian tradition. I mean, it influenced art, literature, thought for centuries.
Absolutely. Its influence was huge.
So the question is, what other stories or philosophies, maybe from cultures far removed from our own, might hold profound wisdom? Wisdom that could surprise and enlighten us today if we just, took the time to unpack them. What are those universal threads that connect humanity across time and belief? Something to think about. Well, that's our deep dive into the truly unique and cross-cultural legend of Saints Barlaam and Josaphat. We hope this exploration has given you maybe a fresh perspective on the surprising journeys wisdom can take. Keep exploring, keep questioning, and we'll be back with another deep dive soon.